Hi, my name is Alexandra Halliday, and I am excited to introduce you to my latest fascinating project, The Secret Life of Kootenay Wildflowers. But first, let me tell you about my photography journey. Despite being legally blind from birth, I have always been fascinated with photography. Very at home in the beautiful mountains and countryside of my Austrian homeland, I spent much time hiking with a friend and my little Kodak camera always filled with a roll of film and a couple of extra rolls on hand. During my many years of raising children, homeschooling, and self-employment, my passion for photography had to take a backseat to hectic everyday life, but was rekindled when my daughter Miriam discovered the art of photography, and I supported her in every way I could. With the leaps and bounds of progress in digital technology, photography no longer resembled my early days with my little Kodak camera. Digital cameras of every caliber, along with zoom lenses and digital editing programs, opened up a brand new world of artistic exploration. And of course, digital display screens changed the world of photography for me as a legally blind photographer altogether. I soon discovered that I could produce quality work, both in my photography as well as in digital editing. I also discovered that my eyesight gave me some very unique visual perspectives, not readily available to people with normal visual acuity. Drawing from my personal toolbox of techniques to which I add with every photography experience, I work with textures, colors, contrast, and light patterns that present themselves to me in the world around me to help me create images that engage not only normally sighted people, but people of various levels and types of visual ability. My inspiration for this particularly fascinating project, though I didn't know it at the time, was born in 2010 when my family and I were invited by a friend to visit the nocturnal studio hosted by the New Creations Art Gallery and Studios in Maple Ridge. Jack Prasad, painter and instructor to the resident artists, specializes in coastal forests, glades, and seascapes, which he paints with a superb sense of wholeness and depth. The Nocturnal Studio, a room draped in black and adorned with many magical paintings, took 12 years to create and perfect. Under full lighting, each picture reflected the beautiful daytime nature scene. In some, the sun shone brightly overhead, illuminating a beautiful seascape or forest glade. In others, sunbeams danced through the trees of a summertime forest. The real magic of this room, however, happened with the use of blacklight. In the darkened room, with black lights carefully placed under each picture, the vibrant, sun-drenched colors of day turned into the dark shades and silvery hues of night. Sun and sunbeams, vibrant and colorful woodlands, and forest glades and sparkling seascapes transformed into magical nighttime settings, bathed in silvery moonlight or the stillness of softly falling snow. This magical display was accompanied by the gentle breath of woodland coolness, the subtle natural scent of pine, and the gentle music of waterfalls and birds. The captivated wanderer stood in a peaceful winter forest glade, surrounded by softly falling snow, then walked on to admire the moonlit beauty of a misty waterfall, then headed out to the white-capped ocean waves to rest for a while on a small forested island. Creating these masterpieces with a special type of paint, as Jack Prasad explained, required patient persistence. Each picture had to be painted under black light to create the proper effect. Then, all the corrections were done under artificial light to complete a truly unforgettable experience. Interestingly enough, the notion that I might soon become a legally blind photographer probably also received a great boost of inspiration on that day in 2010. Before we left the studios, we had the opportunity to talk to a blind artist who painted beautiful landscapes. Although he, sadly, could not see his own finished masterpieces, a normally sighted person could also not tell the difference between his paintings and those of other artists. We learned that he painted by feeling his work. When painting, he wore special, extremely thin gloves through which he could feel the layers and the paint. Because he was blind, he did occasionally receive help in finding his desired place on the canvas. He showed us how, with closed eyes and by using the feeling in one's fingertips, one could explore his paintings from the bottom up and literally see them with the mind's eye. This experience reminded me of the wonderfully detailed tactile maps my classmates and I were provided with in school decades earlier to learn about the geological features of our world's continents and its oceans, rivers, and lakes. And this is how this particular project came to life.
There is a secret world in nature, one where the pollen of wildflowers sparkles like fairy dust in the moonlight, as it attracts pollinators to a vast and colorful banquet of sweet delicacies. This magical world, though it surrounds us in our gardens and meadows, cannot be seen by our human eyes without the help of black light.
Through my project, The Secret Life of Kootenay Wildflowers, a collection of unique and captivating photographs, I bring this world to life. Flowers like salsify, Indian paintbrush, yarrow, valerian, goldenrod, pearly everlasting, and a few we might find in our gardens like carrot, marigold, nasturtium, dahlia, lily, are all equals in this unique and beautiful, enchanting world. As flowers are delicate and pollen can easily be lost, extra care had to be taken when collecting and bringing them home. On a number of occasions in summer of 2020, driving along Forest Service roads or hiking in the mountains, we brought an extra water bottle for flowers. Always searching for areas featuring a healthy abundance of the flowers we were looking for, we ensured that carefully taking one would not upset nature's delicate balance. Whenever we picked a small batch of flowers, we were, of course, committing ourselves to photograph them in our dark room that night, no matter when we were getting home. We could not begin the photographing until it was dark outside, as the room, my bedroom, had to be completely dark to capture the black light magic. We did this about 3 times over the summer. Photographing was definitely a 2-person job. One to handle the camera and one to alternately handle the black and artificial lights. My assistant was my daughter Miriam. Our setup involved 2 different black light fixtures, a collection of items to raise the flower and vase on the desk to the right heights, a tripod, camera, and a few lenses. With the artificial lights on, we set up and arranged the flower, adjusted the tripod, adjusted our settings, and set the focus and a shutter delay. Then we turned the artificial light off and repositioned the black light to achieve the best effect. Once in the right place, the black light needed to be held still while the camera shutter was depressed, and the usually 15 to 30 second capture of the flower took place. We repeated this process to perfectly capture each flower or flower arrangement. The next step was to transfer the pictures to the computer, carefully choosing the best photos, and then to refine them through minor editing. Pictures from my collection are available as prints, greeting cards, and featured in an 18-month calendar. I am also happy to create customized print orders, such as mousepads, puzzles, booklets, and more. If you have any questions or are interested in a product featuring my blacklight photography collection, you can reach me at forevernaturalphotography@gmail.com. I am grateful to the Columbia Basin Trust, Columbia Kootenay Cultural Alliance, and the North Kootenay Lake Arts and Heritage Council for their generous funding and support to bring this project to life. A special thank you goes to my daughter Miriam for her unwavering support and assistance with every aspect of this project, and to Melby Digital for capturing the magical essence of these blacklight photographs in her printing of the cards.